Oh yeah, turn that off. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice. It's all waiting for you at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Happy Monday, everybody. We are here hanging out, answering the most important questions in the entire world, which, of course, is all about Royal Caribbean, starting with how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your questions in chat. Let us count down together. It is incredible. In just a few short days, I'll be sailing on Independence of the Seas with a lot of my friends for the Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise. We're doing our first group cruise of the year. We do 2 a year, and we have like 130 people on this one, which is incredible. I'm so excited. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. We had some super chats before the broadcast began, starting with a super chat from Sue Medina. Sue, thank you for the super chat. 128 days until Quantum of the Seas out of Los Angeles. Do you have an air recommendation for overnights in Cabo? When it comes to overnight cruises, generally I treat them like 2 days. I think more practically it works better that way, you know, where you do something in the day you arrive and something in the morning, depending on your hours, of course, the day you leave. I have not personally done an overnight in Cabo, so I don't have like a specific excursion in mind. But certainly one thing that jumps out to me, Sue, that I would definitely want to do is a sunset cruise of some kind. Whether you book like a sunset catamaran, you go out on a yacht, you do a Royal Caribbean excursion, takes you out, like take advantage of being there later. And I think a sunset cruise is one of those, like, it's pretty hard to screw it up kind of excursions, if that makes sense. Chris Stell, thank you, Chris, for the super chat. 16 live chats till the group cruise on Oasis, 33 till Icon. Thanks, Matt, to you and MEI Travel for all you do to make our cruises so much better. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you, buddy. Very much looking forward to that group cruise as well. Look at this. We got Fox Forlenza from MEI Travel in the house of Fox. It's crazy we were on a cruise together a week ago, right? I mean, it seems like 3 years ago now at this point. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just me a week ago. Yeah, anyway. Captain Bob Dickens. Captain Bob, thank you for the super chat. 80 days till Icon, 89 till Utopia, 206 to Alert. I'm still checking for Royal Railway every 2 hours every day. You don't have to do it that often, Captain Bob. I would say I would check on it like once a day. Lunchtime. That'd be a good time to do it. Just saying. What are the group cruises that you're doing for next year? I forgot you mentioned it. We're doing 2 group cruises a year. And Captain Bob, I'll post a link in the chat to our that's not it. To our group cruise information. But we're doing one on Brilliance of the Seas, March 1st. That's out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. And the other one is going to be on the brand new Legend of the Seas over Thanksgiving. More information is now in the chat. I just posted it there. So, Captain Bob, thank you for your generosity. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's see here. Ron Ladowski, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the house. Welcome. Lots of friends already here. Love that Uliana is here. SL is here. Becky Menken from MEI Travel is here. Welcome, Becky. Becky, ooh, I got to talk to you offline. We're supposed to do a club members only stream this week. And I may have double booked everything I had this week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe we'll do it on Friday. I'll talk to you offline. We're going to do let me put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do, if you're a Royal Caribbean Blog club member here on YouTube, we're doing an exclusive broadcast this week, date TBA, but it's coming this week. So stay tuned for that if you're a club member. Simply Nessa. Nessa, good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, Matt. In 2026, we will need some type of travel visa for Europe. Maybe, just before you get too ahead of yourself. A lot of these travel visas, like the one in the UK, got kicked down the road like 8 times, but just keep that in mind. Do you know what information we need to provide Royal Caribbean before European sailings, like confirmation or a copy of the travel visa? Royal Caribbean doesn't care. As an example, Nessa, I'm taking a cruise out of the UK this year, and we need a travel visa. The travel visa is for, I see what you mean. You're probably stopping there as opposed to starting your cruise from there. That's a good question. Actually, it's a really good question. And I don't know the answer because I was thinking of flying. Like, as I was going to answer your question, Nessa, I'm flying into London, or I'm traveling into London rather to England, and they have the information there with the airlines. I know from an airline standpoint, Nessa, they check it before you board. So as an example, I don't know if the European one will be the same or similar to the UK one, but with the UK one, basically before you board your flight, or either that or at check-in, they're going to verify it. So I would imagine to be similar to that, but we don't know the details yet. It's still unclear at this point because it hasn't been like formally approved or whatnot. So yeah. Let's see here. KJ is here. Jen Green from MEI Travel is in the chat. Welcome. And Felix is here. What's up, Felix? Gary Gorin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. A few more days to Utopia. Do you recommend the Royal Railway dining experience on Utopia? I do. I think it is a vastly underrated yet amazing dining experience. Again, it's not so much a restaurant as it is an experience there. The food is good, actually. I'd recommend the fart and dart baked beans. The empanadas are I dare you not to eat 17 empanadas there. The short rib and the kids dessert off the kids menu. Fantastic. I love that quite a bit, Gary. I think it's really, really good. So I would say yes, absolutely worth it. Becky V from MEI Travel. Saw Becky on the Ovation of the Seas. Becky, as I said to Fox earlier, I can't believe that was a week ago. It's crazy. Man, oh man. But I am happy that I'm much drier today than I was a week ago. Justin in the house. I got to give a big shout out to Justin. Not only is Justin a great MEI travel agent, we were on board the ship. What day was that? Day 1 or day 2? And there were some leads that came in. People like you were like, hey, I want to book a cruise. And Justin literally dropped what he was doing and went and helped people book a cruise. So what a great guy. Just a really good example, I guess, a microcosm of what MEI travel is all about. Donna Holt in the chat. What's going on? Patrick Dietrich. Welcome. Good, Patrick. How are you? Is there a preferred method of requesting a two-top for traditional dining? Yes. So, Patrick, the easiest way to do it is you email Royal Caribbean, I'd say about 2 weeks before your cruise, rcldining@rccl.com. RCL Dining, one word. It's all one word, RCL Dining @rccl.com. Put your name, ship name, sail date, and reservation number in that email along with your request. Nicole Lombardi, thank you for the super chat. 300 days until Utopia of the Seas. I forgot, I'm going on Utopia of the Seas in September for the President's Cruise. My first time ever doing a President's Cruise. But more importantly for me, I'm excited to get back on Utopia because I haven't been on there since February. Feels like forever. But then again, last week feels like forever. Natasha, hello. Annette A is here. David Marzi is here. Michael O'Rourke in the chat. Lots of friends in here. Love that. Hector wants to know, when can I book the Lincoln Supper Club? That's the new Supper Club experience on Star of the Seas. And the answer really, Hector, is the same for all the restaurants on Star of the Seas. We don't know when you can start booking those things yet. TBD. It's one of those, it'll become available. Warren Caesar is here. Warren, welcome. Susan Westfall in the chat. And Susan, thank you for doing the math for me. 12 days till I go with Susan and others on Independence of the Seas. Cannot wait for that. It's going to be amazing. Tommy English in the chat. Tommy, how are you, my friend? Is Mr. Cookinyo there with you? If he's there in the you're at work with Pat and Cookinyo. Mr. Cheap. We miss Cookinyo. Hope he's doing well. I'm looking forward to seeing him in a couple of days. Unfortunately, Tommy, you didn't want to come join us for it, so you'll be missed, sir. Hope all is well with you, my friend. Let's see here. All right, guys, let's answer your cruise questions. We have 51 minutes left. I'm going to answer as many Royal Caribbean cruise questions as I can right here, right now. Let's answer as many as possible. Let's see. Starting off with a question from Natasha. If you have the drink package, can you take alcoholic beverages to cabin and or take them home when you disembark? You can take them to your cabin. Yes, you can't take them off the ship. There's rules about that, but yeah, you can totally go to the bar, order a drink, bring it back to your cabin. No problem at all. Let's see here. Next question is from Rachel. Are Royal Caribbean's estimates for when certain ships' locations will be ready pretty accurate? Specifically wondering about Perfect Day Mexico, since we're already planning as a cruise for September 27. I would say that's a really good question, Rachel. It's still too early now. I mean, those are estimates. They could, given that we are 2 years in advance of that, more than 2 years out. I think it's still a guesstimate. I wouldn't. Let me put it this way, Rachel. For your cruise, you're already planning on it. I would and I wouldn't plan it based on Perfect Day Mexico. Not only that, Rachel, we still don't even know when in September it'll be. So I wouldn't necessarily plan on it until we hear an exact date. So their dates are estimates, ballparks, and certainly you could book a cruise when they become available for September 27. But we're still a little too far out to know exactly if those dates will hold up. I would say we need to be a little bit closer to that. Michael Schnackenberg is here. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Just came off Symphony on Friday. What a wonderful trip. Met a lot of nice people. Staff was great. And the food and shows were first rate. Can't wait to do this again in a couple of years. Nice, dude. I love Symphony. I've not been in Symphony in a long, long time, but it is a fabulous ship. I mean, the Oasis class. What's not to like about that, right? Kenny wants to know, how do I become a club member? Great question, Mr. Kenny. You basically hit the join button that's below if you're watching this video, there's a join button. Now, if you're on an Apple device, an iPhone, I'm not sure if it's in there because I think iPhones and Apple wants a cut of it. YouTube doesn't give it. Anyway, but if you go to the website, like on a web browser or on your computer, there's a join button. Not to be confused with the subscribe button, but the join button. And it's right over there. So, yeah. Ron Ladowski's a club member. Appreciate that. Thank you. Mr. Cece just got back from a 10-nighter on Voyagers. It was awesome. And my first cruise ever. Dude, love that. Fantastic. Eric Minks. Eric, thank you for the super chat. Doing a back-to-back on Freedom starting September 1st. Hopefully, we didn't make a huge mistake sailing during peak hurricane season. Have you sailed during this time or have you stayed away? Great question. Number one, yes, I have sailed in September and October, which is definitely the technical peak of hurricane season really is mid-September to mid-October. But that being said, Eric, I love cruising during hurricane season. And the reason why I love cruising during hurricane season is you can find the best prices of the year. Great rates, and it's really advantageous. Now, obviously, itineraries can change because of hurricanes. I would say in general, it's pretty low likelihood. I remember I was on Allure of the Seas, or how do you all pronounce it? Allure of the Seas. I remember we were sailing around and we dodged the storms and came out around it, and it was fine. Royal Caribbean does a great job. I mean, number one, your ship's not going to sail into a hurricane. You're going to avoid it. You're going to switch itineraries. You're going to reverse itineraries. You're going to skip a port. So itineraries could change. But I think for the value it provides, Eric, it's absolutely worthwhile. And Whipple, and thanks for the super chat. 132 days till Harmony. When booking a cruise, if they pick your room, will you get a junior suite or will it be any suite? No slapping Antonio Diaz by anybody. In practical terms, Anne, you're going to get a junior suite. Why do I say that? Well, actually, this question came up with Royal Caribbean last week on Ovation of the Seas. And basically, Anne, with the advent of Royal Up, the chances that somebody else doesn't, Royal Up gets first priority over the guarantee cabins. And because there are so many junior suites to begin with compared to other types of suites, I would say there's like a 1% chance of you getting anything higher than a junior suite. When you do a suite guarantee, you can all but guarantee you're going to get a junior suite. So, yeah. Matthias, thank you for the obrigado for the super chat. 84.91 days to Voyager this season. I noticed a gap on Liberty from April 19th to May 29th, 2026. Is that going under amplification? I would love a group cruise in Australia. I believe the answer is yes. I mean, Royal Caribbean has not officially announced that Liberty this season will be getting an amplification. At the very least, you can rest assured the ship is going to dry dock for refurbishment. But remember, there's a dry dock and there's amplification. Dry dock is what every ship goes into every 5 years or less, where they basically, it's like an oil change. They get some maintenance work done. But an amplification is like what just happened with Allure of the Seas, Allure of the Seas, where you get like new features and new amenities. Now, Liberty was supposed to get that during the pandemic. That didn't happen, along with Adventure of the Seas as well. So it's definitely due for it. And I've heard rumors that Liberty will, but at this point, it still remains to be seen. Like, it hasn't been officially announced yet, so I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. But it looks like it, possibly, maybe. And a group cruise in Australia. I mean, when they invent Star Trek transporters, I'll be happy to go down there, but I'm not flying 24 hours. I apologize. So, what's up, Slew Dog? What's today's goal? I was thinking about that, but like, I mean, I don't know how you top. Well, I don't know how you top jumping in a pool, let alone when I'm not. There's nothing around here for that. But yeah, no swimming today, JC. No, it's uh-oh. There we go. I don't know if the internet paused or what, but no swimming tonight. Christopher Bayona, thank you for the super chat. 60 days till my first cruise ever, really, on Utopia of the Seas. That is awesome, dude. You're going to love it. Like, I mean, truly, Utopia of the Seas, great ship, and your first cruise, man. Oh, I'm excited for you. Ed Virub is a club member for 21 months. Thank you, Ed, for your support. Hoping to book either Oasis or Icon class out of Galveston, Perfect Day, Mexico, November 27th for our 40th. You think they'll announce itineraries in time to book on board the Oasis group cruise? No, Ed. Usually new itineraries, usually. I emphasize usually, so don't yell at me when I'm wrong. But usually new itineraries come out beginning in November, like early to mid-November, and then in December as well. So I wouldn't expect them because our group cruise is so early in October. I mean, could that change? Sure. But like I said, it would not be my expectation. Hill 350, happy Monday. Currently booked into Junior Suite on Enchantment. Received the Royal Up offer for Grand Suite and Sunset Junior. What would money-wise put me in the running? It almost, don't think this the wrong way, Hill. It doesn't matter. What I mean by that is it's not a money question. There isn't necessarily actually a cabin available. Maybe there is. But what I'm saying is, because you get the Royal Up offer doesn't actually mean there's an opportunity. It's more of a hypothetical because in a lot of cases, in most cases, Royal Up is used for last minute cancellations. So the money amount really doesn't matter all that much. In fact, if I asked this question, a similar question, a more broad question in general, to travel agents, and they all said the same thing, which was kind of like, it's all luck. Like people have won bids with minimum bids, maximum bids, somewhere in the middle. It almost doesn't matter the amount. So I wouldn't get too hung up on that. It's just more of a reality check than anything else. Captain Bob with his second or third super chat. Second, I think. Thank you, Captain Bob. Appreciate you. I have a Casino Royale casino host that gives me free cruises and free play, and it books it. Does it make any sense to deal with MEI travel, something like this? Yeah. So, Bob, when we do group cruises, this is a good question. Number one, MEI travel can still book you if you have an offer through the casino, MEI Travel can still book it for you. So keep that in mind. But also keep in mind that if you don't book with MEI Travel, Captain Bob, there are exclusive events you would not be able to participate in. As an example, we have rented out certain venues on board our upcoming cruise on Independence of the Seas. We have private ice skating. We have private water slide time. We have private entertainment. And if you're not booked with MEI Travel, you would not be able to get into those events. Other events, yes. Like when we do the pub crawl, you're more than welcome to join us for it. So just keep that in mind when you're weighing the two. But also keep in mind that MEI Travel can book, if you have a casino rate, they can help you out with that. So something to keep in mind there. Nina, let me get a drink of water here. Mark McChain, cheers. Hey, Nina, thank you for the super chat. Restaurant recommendations for Port Canaveral. I have two restaurants I like. If you got kids, Nina, actually for both restaurants, it's fine with kids. That doesn't matter. Two restaurants I recommend. The Cocoa, I think it's the Cocoa Beach Ale House. It's located in A1A. It's your standard burgers, chicken, pasta, salads kind of place. Really good. Lots of beers. Conveniently located. Great spot. It's the Cocoa, I believe it's the Cocoa Beach Ale House, if I'm not mistaken. COCOA, Cocoa. The other one is Rising Tide. The Rising Tide restaurant is near the port area. Now everyone goes to Fish Lips and they go to Grills. I think both Fish Lips and Grills are overrated and overpriced. The food is way better at Rising Tide, and it's right across the street from them. Just not on the water. You lose out on the view, but you get better food, quite frankly. So there you go. Hey, Tyler, thank you for the super chat. A 90-day Symphony of the Seas. Any recommendations? Yeah, how much time you got, man? See the shows. The biggest thing about Oasis class ships, see the shows on board. They're free, complimentary, included. Everyone look at it. Make sure you make time to see those shows. When the reservations become available pre-cruise, I would definitely reserve a slot for that. And yeah, I think that would be your number one thing. Number two thing, obviously, is going to be the dining. There's a lot of specialty dining choices. You don't have to do them by any means, but if you did, maybe do a restaurant or two. It's a good one. It's a good ship for that for sure. Cruising Chris M, thank you for the super chat. 20 days to Utopia. Thanks for all you do. What are your top 3-4 bars that you look forward to when I visit on board? Mason Jar, Pesky Parrot, Trellis Bar. That's in Central Park. Is there a fourth one that's like truly like? I mean, you have the Rising Tide. You have the pub. I love those places. So I say the pub. There you go. We got some people checking out here. K-Babe 424. Hello. Marcelo checking in from Monterrey, Mexico. Buenos dias or buenas tardes. Excuse me. Amanda Hackett. Thank you for the super chat. Back to back on Utopia this weekend. I'm Diamond. Can I get 4 unopened Diamond drinks in the morning and then 4 more in the afternoon on the back-to-back day? I believe so. I mean, I have heard that's possible. I never tried it myself, Amanda, but just ask the bar. Here's what I would do, Amanda, if I were you. When you do it, slip the bartender a $5 bill at the very least, maybe a 10. This is a Craig Hart question. I feel like if there's anybody who's done this question, it would be Craig Hart who's in the chat. But yeah. Modern Myths, what's up, man? Here's an interesting question for you. Since they are making new, smaller ships, what would you like to see them at? What would you like to see them add on them? Oh man, I think it's more like where they can go than features on board. I would love to see a Central Park. I really think that adds a huge dimension to the ship. So if they can still maintain that, I would love a Central Park on there. Jason Curl. Jason. Uh-oh. Once again, the internet. There it goes. Jason Curl. Jason Curl. Well, Jason, I don't see a message from you, buddy, but thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. Oops. Clicking everywhere except where I'm supposed to click. Bro. There we go. Cool. Good. Thank you, Jason, for the super chat. Christopher Biono with his second super chat of the evening. Thank you, Christopher. I'm hoping for candid photos. Where am I going to find floating photographers on Utopia? Outside of the usual areas, click and go areas. There's not many, quite frankly. The only time I've ever seen somebody outside the usual areas, which is like the Royal Promenade and Central Park, maybe the Boardwalk. I've seen them at Coco Key by Oasis Lagoon primarily. But like on the pool deck, it's really rare, Chris. Honestly, if this is a goal of yours, I would go to the photo area and ask them this exact question, and they could probably give you a schedule. Let's see here. Next question. I don't know if it's my internet or Restream is just being wonky today. Ray and Nancy, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, any update on San Juan or Labadee ready for the Oasis group cruise? No updates, Ray. I mean, you'll know us the same time I will. We don't get any advance notice on that. I would be surprised if we go to either one. So I think, we'll probably end up with a different itinerary, like, dropping one or both and getting a sea day and Falmouth or something like that. But yeah, I wish I had an update, my friend. I don't have anything beyond what you know. Everything you know, I know. So yeah. All right. Kenny says we're seeing no issues. There's definitely restream. All right. Well, good. Thank you, Kenny. And by the way, hello to Erica, Samantha, and Alexa. Although I think Alexa's in Magic Kingdom right now. So I guess she's not actually watching. All right. Okay. Good news, it's not my internet. The bad news is Restream is being wonky today. Trina Staycation, thank you for the super chat. Hello, your thoughts on MSC Cruises? I keep hearing the included food options need work. I've never been on an MSC cruise ship. All I can tell you is that MSC rips off all of Royal Caribbean's ideas. They not only they steal Royal Caribbean's employees as well, but MSC always struck me as like the Soviet Union of cruises. They reverse engineer what everyone else does, but it's not quite exactly the same thing. It's like, but I've never been on one, so I don't know that it's really fair of me to share an opinion on it. But I just, my problem with MSC is listen, every cruise line borrows ideas, right? As an example, Carnival is borrowing the idea of Perfect Day at Coco Key, and to a lesser extent, Disney did the same thing with Lighthouse Point. But there's borrowing and there is blatant copying, and MSC blatantly copies. If you look at World America, I mean, if you wanted a specific example besides the look of the ship, which the boardwalk is totally ripped off there, look at their sports bar that's on the board, whatever they call the boardwalk, the promenade. There's a sports bar near their Ultimate Abyss ripoff, which is obviously a steal of that idea. But I mean, if you look at their sports bar and look at Playmakers, I mean, it is the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other. So I don't know if that helps you, Trina. That was just my rant, quite frankly. Allure. That's what I said. Allure of the seas. Allure. Let's see here. Next question is from Fred Schreck. What's up, Fred? Thank you for the super chat. My next Royal Caribbean cruise is on Oasis. What should we do on the ship other than the casino? Wait a minute, is this question really from Craig Hart? My first Royal Caribbean cruise, I won money on Symphony. What's the best eatery? Good question. I love Oasis. Portside Barbecue, vastly underrated. It's the only ship in the fleet that has it. I would definitely see the show in the Aqua Theater. It's really good as well. I think it's really the entertainment, Fred. Don't forget, I love the pub, the Schooner Bar. Those are all great venues. Great. I mean, they're not new. They're not unique because they're on all other ships. But my goodness, they're great places to hang out. So for me, Fred, it's the entertainment factor. The shows, the live music. I think that's a thing right there. Hey, Dalton, any insider info on Discovery Class yet? I posted an update last week about this, but it's in the design phase currently. So more information about RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Hey, Holly, I have a couple hours in Ketchikan after excursion. Is that enough time to see Creek Street? Yeah, you need like an hour or two at the most. I mean, or at a minimum, however you want to look at it. I think that's totally fine, Holly. I think you'll be able to, unless you literally stop at every single store and look in there for 20 minutes each. I think you'll be told. I think that's more than enough time. Scary. Today's goal, Matt gets a printer stand. All right, we can work on that. Hold on a second. But we'll do this. How much time we have left in this stream? 30 minutes. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the super chat, Scary. Appreciate it, buddy. Ronnie Bickers Jr. What's up, Ronnie? Great to see you here. Thank you for the super chat. 173 days of Grandeur. I'm wondering if you booked a guaranteed suite. Is it certain to get a balcony? Is there a chance for a type? Oh, I see what you mean there. Well, on Grandeur, that I don't think that exists, quite frankly. I would say in general, Ronnie, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, I think it's really going to be, quite frankly, what's it called? I think it's going to be a junior suite. Is there a chance? Sure. But in reality, basically, because there are so many junior suites to begin with, and because of Royal Up basically cannibalizing all the other upgrade opportunities otherwise, I feel like that's the reality of it. JD, thank you for the super chat. Which Oasis class cruise ship will be departing from the New York City metro area in 26? Isn't it Symphony still? Symphony? I'll look it up for you, buddy. I mean, give me a super chat. At least I can just look it up for you. But leaving from New York. Hey, I'm cruising here. Hello? Oahu. Okay, Liberty. There it is. It actually didn't even write New York on there. And then take those out. Apply, search. Probably Becky already wrote the answer in the chat. It is Oasis of the Seas. Ding, ding, ding. I was right with my read. It was either Symphony or Oasis. Oasis. Jay Simpson, thank you for the super chat. First ever cruise February 2nd, second April 6th. Can you confirm that Explorer the Seas Childcare Adventure Ocean 5 and 7 year olds? Oh, absolutely. Every Royal Caribbean ship has Adventure Ocean. The only thing is some ships, I don't remember which ones they are anymore, don't or didn't have a nursery. But for 5 and 7, you are good, Jay. 100%, no worries at all. Stacey Jacks, what's a good hotel for Fort Lauderdale? My neighbor Kenny's brother's house. If you call Ricky up, he'll be able to hook you up there. But truly, the Marriott Fort Lauderdale Airport. So the Marriott Fort Lauderdale Airport Hotel is, I stay there all the time. Kate Bodrobe. Kate, thanks for the super chat. How far out from embarkation day does Royal Caribbean lock in their pricing for excursions and drink packages? They don't. It's variable, Kate, all the way up until the last day. Of course, you can't book it more than 72 hours before your cruise, or 48. They lock it down. But the price, Kate, I have seen the price change even as close to there. So it really does this like crazy game over there of prices, quite frankly. So there isn't. If your question is like, is there a point, Matt, where it will not go up or down anymore? The answer is no, not until you board the ship, basically. So yeah. Becky, cheers. Actually, KJ, I was talking, I believe, KJ, I mean, I say don't quote me, but if I heard correctly, when I was speaking to somebody in the know from Royal Caribbean about this, I think they're actually going to keep Pier 7, but TBD. Christopher Biono with his third super chat of the evening. Thank you, Chris. I love to see the piano person on Utopia. Are there specific times in the evening where I might see this? There's not specific times. By design, because it's the stowaway piano player, they don't publish a schedule. So literally, Chris, what you've got to do is like walk around the ship, especially near the elevator banks, and it's almost like the Hulk Hogan, like you got to listen for it, brother. What you gonna do when the stowaway piano player plays for you? Let's see here. Samantha has no idea what I'm talking about. Stacy Jacks. Oh, I answered your question already, but thank you for the super chat. Even better. But I answered it even before that. But yeah, the Marriott Fort Lauderdale Airport, fantastic. Let's see here. Garrick Fibster, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, any tips for a transatlantic cruise? When you do a transatlantic, you got to summon your inner Tony Diaz, napping. But seriously, I feel like the Progressive Trivia is one of those events you only get on transatlantics, where every day there's a trivia event. That's not unusual. But this one, there's a progressive score. It's a really big deal. I think that's a really big one right off the bat that I would think about. But other than that, I'm not sure of anything specifically that's like you should do this because it's radically different on a transatlantic than anything else. So Captain Bob coming in with his third super chat. Can someone from MEI Travel reach out to me? Sure. I know there's a number of agents in the chat. Of course, Bob, they don't know how to get a hold of you. So here's what I would recommend. Bob, if you don't mind, here's what I would do if I were you. I would go to royalcaribbeanblog.com. There's a big yellow form. Fill out that form. I'm telling you, they're gonna contact you in a heartbeat. You know how I know that? Because Justin, one of the agents there, is just sitting there refreshing, waiting for the lead to come in. And honestly, if you do that like right now, Captain Bob, during the stream, keep the video open. You get another device, open a new tab, whatever the case may be. I bet you they'll contact. I can't promise you this, but because we have 25 minutes left in the stream, I feel like there's a good chance someone will reach out to you very, very soon because they're here now. They understand there's a lead coming in, and just go to royalcaribbeanblog.com, big yellow form, fill that out. They will contact you. Elizabeth, just checked in from my Royal Caribbean app of 20 days and 23 hours till my Ensenada Catalina cruise. Cannot wait. Nice. Christopher with his, I think, fourth super chat of the evening. Thank you, Chris. How do I know when I'm over planning? When you check the drink package price for the third time the same day. Probably the case. SL, great chat last week was terrific. Really enjoyed seeing lots of MEI folks. It was great last week. It was so much fun being able to share and all that, even though I had to go in the pool with my clothes on, which is much more embarrassing than I thought it was going to be. It was much more embarrassing than it was uncomfortable. Kenny wants to do shots. Didn't realize he wants some alcohol already. Gaming Chestnut 96. Thank you for the super chat. Been watching your videos for more than a year now, and you've inspired me to book my first cruise ever on Wonder this December. Appreciate all the tips. You are very welcome, my friend. That is awesome. Wonder is a great ship. And second of all, I'm so glad that like all this rambling and whatever, is actually helpful. So that's fantastic. Going back to the MSC question, Michelle says, I can't see critiquing or reviewing a cruise line without sailing it first. That's like doing a restaurant review without visiting the restaurant. I agree. And I think I was pretty fair. I mean, other than just calling out MSC for being a ripoff of Royal Caribbean, I didn't, I tried not to like, hey, you should or shouldn't book it. I just have my problems with MSC in general, in the same way that you can have a problem with a restaurant for a certain approach or idea they have, pricing, seating arrangements, things like that that might, otherwise. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying other cruise lines, I suppose. Christelle became a club member. Let's go, Chris. Thank you for your support, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you. What do you put on the end of a fishing rod to catch fish? A lure. Yeah, a lure. Got it. Let's see. Christopher Biona with his 5th super chat of the evening. Is linen overrated or a must in August? I will say this. I have linen clothing is a mistake I made too many. Every time you buy linen clothing, it looks great on the rack. And then it instantly, as soon as you check out from the store, all linen clothes become wrinkled immediately. And you can never get it unwrinkled. So I say, don't buy it. It's a waste of money. Scary, thank you for the super chat. I was kidding. Captain Bob, thank you again for the super chat. Want to see Matt on the FlowRider. Y'all can give me as much money as you want. I'm never going on the FlowRider. I just don't like, I don't mind embarrassing myself. I do mind breaking my face. I have no coordination, Captain Bob. It would be a disaster. I would face plant. I would lose my shorts. It would be just an awful, terrible. That is a hard pass. There's just no chance on that one. Horror Junkie 4 Live, thank you for the super chat. Go to my first Royal Caribbean 26. What advice can you give to a newbie? So I'm glad you're asking me this question today, because obviously you're not going for at least 6 months, if not longer, right? So there's a number of things you could do, obviously. Number one, you want to start looking in the cruise planner to pre-book things. If you want things like the drink package, spa, dining packages, shore excursions, not only will these all be cheaper before the cruise, in the case of things like dining and shore excursions, they will sell out later. So pre-book as much as you can. Research the ports you're visiting to figure out what you want to do in each of those ports. That's really one of the biggest things you could do is research, learn about your ship, what it offers, book things that you know you're going to want to take advantage of, and then go from there. That's the biggest ones, quite frankly. So yeah. Hey, Tyler, who needs Alpha on the shelf when you have Alpha on the shelf? Heck yeah. My 80s corner over there. What are you most looking forward to on the President's Cruise? I think it's really the vibe. Like, the reason why I booked Tyler is I've never done a President's Cruise before, but I am curious, like, what is it like? What is it like? I understand it's a different experience, but how much more? What makes this, like, I understand what makes it special on paper, but what is that? How does that translate to the real world? That's kind of my question right there. So yeah, good question. Let me get a drink of water. Hey, Timmy, going on Oasis in October. Does the Solarium get any sunshine at the pool while being all enclosed? You need to work on the tan. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. It'll be, as long as the sun is shining, you'll get tan over there for sure. I don't think that'll be a problem for you at all. Hey, Ronnie, again with a super chat. You were sad without more lyrics last Monday. Wait, what? Lyrics? You were sad without more lyrics last Monday. Oh, see below. Got it. Ah! Splish Splash, Matt was taking a bath on the ship last Monday night. Glub, 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 relaxing by the tub, thinking of everything was all right. Then thick and juicy, Tony we all knew, and Becky Menken too. Splish Splash, I was taking a bath. That commercial, or sorry, that song, I know it's a real song, always reminds me of, there was a commercial for a kid's product about, it used to be like these like crayons that you could draw on the wall in your bathtub. And as a kid, I thought that was amazing. Captain Bob with his like 78th super chat of the night. Thank you, Captain Bob. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What show is running on Icon and on Utopia? There's many shows on both ships. Icon, best known for, of course, Wizard of Oz. But of course, there's a show in the Aqua Theater, in the main theater, which is where Wizard of Oz is, and then the ice skating rink. For Utopia of the Seas, I think Utopia's entertainment's my least favorite. They have Aqua 80s 2, which is in the Aqua Theater on Utopia, and that is really good. So there you go. Let's see here. Enrique, I bought the deluxe drink package for $80 a day, including tips for the 4-night Utopia in February. What do you think of the price? I think it's going to be cheaper than it is on board, because on board the ship, Enrique, it's going to cost you like $115 a day, quite frankly. So 80 is a great price compared to that. Are there better prices out there? Sure. But I mean, you got to play the cards you're dealt, right? And at the end of the day, it's going to be cheaper than on board the ship. So that's the most important thing. Ray and Nancy, thank you for the super chat. Can you explain the membership levels? Member, Patreon? Good question. Yeah, this is a good question. I know it's confusing. Basically, so we have a lot of people want to support what we do here at Royal Caribbean Blog, which is absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate it. Historically, we have and still have a program through Patreon where you go, if you go to royalcaribbeanblog.com/support, that's the way to support it through there. But Ray and Nancy, since we started doing YouTube, and especially started doing YouTube a lot, like in the last couple of years, there are a lot of people, maybe not you, but there are a lot of people who only watch me on YouTube, and they don't read the blog. They're unaware of all those things. They want to support me here. And so the membership levels are a parallel program, but not the same. And there are benefits, like as an example, if you're a Patreon member, depending on which level you're at, you get access to the podcast a day early. You get access to a Zoom call that we do every week. You get access to special news stream that I do every week, right? Depends on the level you're at. YouTube has primarily two main benefits besides just supporting the channel. One is you get access to the Q&A recap that we do every Wednesday. It's now only available for members. And the other one is a monthly YouTube-only stream. It's like this, but only for members. So hope that makes sense. They're two parallel programs, just trying to make it easier for folks who want to support what we do here. Let's see here. Brandon LaCourse. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt. Wife and I are planning to go on Star this season next year. What short excursion do you recommend for Charlotte Mollier, St. Thomas, St. Martin? St. Thomas, St. John's. Love that place. St. Martin. I don't have a great go-to. The Morgan Resort Day Pass, I really liked quite a bit. It's not through Royal Caribbean, though. So keep that in mind. For St. Thomas, though, I definitely would book I would book St. John's through Royal Caribbean. It's just so much easier right there. What eatery do you recommend in Ensenada? I went to two places last week. One was the one that Anthony Bourdain went to. It's like a really hard to pronounce name. It starts with a G. It's really long and hard to pronounce. It was good, but it's all seafood. So if you don't eat seafood, I don't think it's what a lot of people are looking for in their tacos. But I went to another place. What was that place that I went to? If I can find it quickly, otherwise, Elizabeth, send me an email, matt@royalcaribbeanblog.com, and I'll shoot you the link to where it was. More from my recent history. Oh, it was this place. Restaurant. I think it was this. Yeah. Restaurant El Charro, like Charro, like the 70s dancer. El Charro, Charro. Restaurant El Charro. It was great. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Let's see here. Oh, I agree, Nelly. I mean, listen, MSC, I think even the most ardent MSC fan would point out that MSC steals a lot of ideas, borrows a lot of ideas from Royal Caribbean. Again, all cruise lines like the what's it called? The virtual balcony. Royal Caribbean admitted they stole from Disney. That was the what's it? The magic porthole or whatever they call that. That was an idea that Royal Caribbean was like, that's good. Let's make it bigger. So, I mean, all cruise lines borrow, but MSC blatantly copies. Just an observation. That's all. Let's see here. Boss Guy updates. Thank you for the super chat. 97 days till start of the season. Do you expect deals on July 4th? Do I expect a sale on July 4th? Yes. Do I think there's going to be deals? No. Deals and sales are not necessarily the same thing. So, yeah. The President's Cruise is September 22nd on Utopia of the Seas. Caleb's going on the last Wonder of the Seas cruise out of Port Canaveral before it moves to Miami. What's a must-do on the ship? Mason jar. See the Country Trio up there. I know it's not the same Country Trio that the OG Country Trio with Brian James and Jeff, but I still think it's worth going to, Caleb. So, yeah, definitely spend some time up there. Fred Shrek with his, I think, second super chat. Yes, it was me. I'm new to cruising. I just love everything you do for everyone on here. Well, I appreciate you, Fred. I mean, thank you for being a part of the fun, man. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we have like 13 minutes left. How are we doing on my goal here? Oh, we're close. 8 out of 10. Dang. All right, I guess I'm not buying a stand for my printer, it looks like. Does everyone on the President's Cruise need to speak with a royal British accent? Yes, indeed. Evan, thank you for the super chat. What Oasis or Icon class ships do you think will be doing 7-day Eastern Caribbean in the summer of 27? Looking to show the extended family what Royal is all about. All the Icon class ships. Well, I forgot. The ones out of Galveston don't do that. Legend and Star, almost certainly. Maybe Icon will move to Galveston at some point. I think that's like almost a foregone conclusion. It seems like everyone's expecting it to happen. So, but for the Oasis class, I'm not sure. That's a good question because a lot of the Oasis class have shifted over to 3 and 4s, which will not do the Eastern Caribbean. And I don't really see that trend stopping anytime soon, Evan. So probably an Oasis class ship, quite frankly. Christopher Biona with 6th super chat of the stream. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Water shoes allowed inside the pools? I don't think so. You don't need them. Why would you want a water shoe in the pool? Like, the whole point of a water shoe is for, like, stepping on something you're not supposed to, like a rock or something sharp. But I would say not only, I don't know if they're needed. They're just not needed. They're really uncomfortable, if you ask me, since you did. So I don't know if they're allowed. I never tried because I think I bought one pair of water shoes ever. I brought it to Labadee and I hated it. It felt like I was wearing a plastic bag on my feet, and it just wasn't great. And I never bought another one again. Will T. Will, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Wonder June 11th. I have a question. I have the same question, Ray and Nancy. What are the difference between Patreon and other membership levels? Thanks for all you do. Yeah. I mean, did I answer your question or your question about it? Basically, it's just if you're somebody who, like, there's not a right or a wrong. I never not say thank you for all the support. But basically, the club membership, as I mentioned, you get the difference is in the club membership, you get access to the Q&A recap on Wednesdays, and you get access to a monthly live stream like this here on YouTube just for club members. And the next one is coming up later this week. Patreon, you get different benefits. You get access to the podcast episode a week early, or a day early, excuse me. You get access to a special Facebook group. You get access to a Zoom call. It depends on the level you're at, obviously. But really, the way that I look at it, Will, is it's just if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily care, I don't say care, but, If you primarily only ever consume my content here on YouTube, then this is what I think the YouTube channel is really, the membership is really for. But some people just want to support me on both, and that is absolutely amazing, you know. And Craig Hart is a great example of that, right? And Teresa McChain is another example of that. And Becky Menken. There's so many great folks out there. Ron Ladowski, I'm guessing, because Ron's just an amazing person. So yeah, we have people who support us on both, and it's phenomenal. And all I can say is, obviously, being a supporter on Patreon, being a supporter here on the YouTube channel, it's not required. It's not. I don't even, I don't sit here. I don't think I ever sit here and go, guys, can you please become members? Support. Like, it's not what I'm here for. I'm happy to do this live stream without any super chats or anything like that. But goodness, it does help. I got to tell you that. And I appreciate it. Most importantly, I really, truly appreciate it, because it does help us. I say it pays our bills. It helps us to bring you more content that you're looking for. That's the most important thing. Travis, thank you for the super chat. 6 Days of Harmony in the Seas. Is it possible to get Snapple on board? No. The Teresa McChain, thank you for the super chat. Lots of tiny super chats, so the goal is not reached. We did it. We reached it. Goal achieved. I am not buying a printer stand. Hooray. I'll have a better one next week. How about that? Next week, I'm sure my neighbor Kenny can help me come up with one, because I think we're in London next week, right, Kenny? No, I'm in Paris next week. You won't be there for that one. Someone come up with like a Disneyland Paris super chat I can come up with. I don't know what it would be. Floating Adventures, thank you for the super chat. We ordered a bottle of vodka and Sprite mixers from Royal Gifts website. Are we allowed to take it around the ship or only in a room? You can take it around the ship, my friend. That's totally. It's like a bottle of wine in the same regard. You're good. Bring it wherever you'd like to, but it's a pretty small bottle, so drink conservatively. Jason, you did post a question earlier. First of all, dude, you don't have to do another super chat to let me know that. Hold on, Jay. Can I? Unfortunately, Jason. Oh, I've had it. What extras can we expect on our preview sailing for Star of the Seas? We have a guaranteed room. When will they assign a room number? So the guaranteed room, when will they assign a room number? Anytime, Jason, between now and final payment date. Excuse me. Sorry. They can assign your room anytime between now and the sail date. There isn't a minimum threshold, Jason, where they're like, hey, this many days before the cruise will assign your cabin. It really could go all the way up till the sail date. As for the special events on board, TBD, Royal Caribbean hasn't said that yet, but typically what you can expect are things like swag in your room every day. You come back to your cabin in the evening, and there's like a Star of the Seas hat, magnet, basically the kind of things that you re-gift to my neighbor Kenny's wife, Erica, who she loves those things. I'm all for that. But really, they're all like knickknacks with the ship name on it, things of that nature. Beyond that, flowers. If you're on the inaugural, there's special flowers. But that's about it, quite frankly. Desiree Hall. Desiree, thank you for the super chat. A coffee cup with the words tired. Well, cheers. Hopefully you wake up a little bit. Is there any prohibition against bringing glow sticks? No, not at all. It's actually, I would say encouraged, but you're more than welcome to. Heavens to Betsy. Thank you for the super chat. I want to document my Voyager cruise this summer in Europe. Can you recommend equipment, iPhone or something else, and editing software? Honestly, your iPhone is the best thing out there. You could buy a DJI Pocket. I think it's overkill. I really think your iPhone works extremely well. Just hold it sideways. That's the most important thing for the video. Make sure you, in your settings, you bump up your video quality to 4K. That's all you need. I mean, this is, when we film our ship tours, I mean, we have advanced equipment for that. But Jenna, our YouTube editor, just has me shoot with my iPhone for my videos that I use because it works pretty darn well. Just basically, Heavens and Betsy, keep your phone steady. Don't do this. Just, figure out the angle you want. Film for like, however, 10 seconds, and then stop filming. It's going to be much more effective. As for editing software, Adobe Premiere is the best one by far, but that costs money. I don't know what a good free one is. There's a lot of open source ones out there, but I don't know what they are. It's not my thing. Boss Guy Updates. Thank you again. Number 2 super chat. Watch you so much. My 2-year-old comes running in to watch you. We love that. I love, it really warms my heart that so many families share this experience of these live chats in here, which is absolutely fantastic. And I love that. So, Matt says hi, or a lot of the 2-year-olds don't even know my name, but guy on the internet who talks about cruises, the cruise guy, whoever. We're here and welcome. And I'm so glad you're here. And hopefully you're all going on a cruise soon. And remember, to all the kids out there who are watching, Samantha, remember, there's free ice cream on the ship. So your parents can give you all the free ice cream you want when you're on a cruise. Always remember that. Most important thing. Gigi's Animation, 17 Days of Liberty of the Seas. Nice. Aaron Ross, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, what did you end up doing in Ensenada? I think it's coming out tomorrow. We have a video explaining that. But I really just ate tacos and had beer. It's really not a bad day, quite frankly. Desiree, I enjoy your cruise show. Thank you, Desiree. I know you're here many, many weeks all the time. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it, Desiree. Nick, Brian James is the GOAT. Brian James is absolutely amazing. We love Brian. Great guy. Truly. I mean, there are, on the internet, it's hard to judge, who is real, who's authentic, right? We all get that. Brian James, let me tell you something, is as nice, if not nicer in real life than he is what you see in the video, which says a lot right there. So, let's see. Up Railroad is here. Welcome. Romano's Rendezvous. Hello. Danny DiMatteo. Thank you, Danny, for the super chat. Always appreciate you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Crisp Moore. I'm considering the limited dining package for a weekend cruise in Utopia. Can I use it for lunch, even though the ship will be in port each day? Yeah. As long as the special restaurants are open, you can use it there. Absolutely. Just keep in mind that in like Nassau, there's no restaurants open until I think 1 o'clock or something like that, a little later than that. But yeah, as long as the restaurant's open, you're good to use it, my friend. Absolutely. Jay Osteen. Jay, thank you for the super chat. Matt, next cruise is November on Independence. We have 3 people, but if one can't come and cancels before final payment, will we keep our rate or be repriced? When you add or remove people, Jay, it reprices your cruise. So that's oftentimes why I tell people you're actually better off just having them no-show. Now, obviously, Jay, you could, ask your travel agent, hypothetically, if we were to do this, what would it be? But if the price ends up coming up higher, then just leave them on the reservation. It doesn't matter. There's no harm in them not showing up. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, when you add or remove someone from a reservation, there is a potential for a price change. Whereas if you're just swapping names, that doesn't matter, as long as one person in the original reservation remains on there. Let's see here. Now's the time to throw the printer in the pool. If I had a pool my wife wants a new printer anyway, so I probably could have done that. Craig Hart, club member for 13 months. That's it. Unsubscribe, cancel membership. Just kidding. Thanks for all you do. Also, your fault for my cruising obsession. What can I say except you're welcome? Thank you, Craig. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Matt and a Tinkerbell dress. I mean, I would do that. It's really not a big deal, especially doing the safety of the internet over here and doing my house. Sure. Captain Bob with his Captain. I lost track of how many super chats this particular broadcast, but thank you, Captain Bob. I wouldn't let you get hurt. I'm a captain of the Coast Guard and a diver. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to help me when I fall on my face. Appreciate it, though. Ray and Nancy. Next goal, Matt does a shot or many. We could do that. But if you've cruised with me before, that's not that much of an accomplishment. But yeah, I mean, listen, we could do that for sure. Cool. David, on this note of kudos, great job on the blog. Helps keep a new advisor in loop. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. All right, guys, we have time for, we only have 1 or 2 questions left on here. And then we got to head on out of here because, don't forget, Samantha has to go to bed soon. Captain Bob, thank you again for the super chat. Last super chat. On a serious level, I want to thank you with having a couple surgeries laid up, a lot of Mondays I look forward to so much. Well, Captain Bob, I'm glad you're on the mend. And most importantly, if you can make jokes, that means I'm guessing things are okay or getting better. Let's put it that way. So thank you, my friend, for all of your support. Tony says, my wife and I used to watch you together until she found out how much you cruise. Now I'm a loser. Oh, poor Tony. La Floating Adventures wants a 2027 Alaska group cruise. I mean, listen, I would love that too. There's so many good ideas for group cruises out there. I mean, Kelly wants to do a group cruise in Alaska. Yeah, Justin says, I'm so glad my daughter's went to sleep already. Nice, dude. Love it. Kelly, can you tell my daughter Levin, all right. Levin, book the December group cruise. Go to Belize. They give you ice cream. There you go. You can clip that part. How does a 3-night dining package work on Icon? Basically, you have 3 restaurants you can go to. You pick it. That's essentially how that works. Do I work for Royal Caribbean? I do not work for Royal Caribbean. I've never worked for Royal Caribbean. I get no money from Royal Caribbean. I don't work for Royal Caribbean. So yeah. Tony says we got to go. Teresa, I'm sorry, Teresa. We got to go. Tony's very upset about overtime. Oh, we are officially over. All right, we got time for like 1 or 2 more questions here. Josie, thank you for the super chat. Just got back from a Princess cruise. They don't compare to Royal Caribbean. Royal is so much better. Actually, it was funny, Jonesy. My YouTube editor, Jenna, said the same thing. She liked MSC. I think she liked even Carnival, but she really didn't like Princess at all, for what it's worth. I mean, you know, different structure for different folks, obviously, but yeah, good stuff there. What am I going on? Sorry, the Seas. I'll be on the first 2 super inaugural, like pre-showcase sailings. What is that? August 16th and 20th. I'll be on those. So, Paradise Beach or a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Well, the stick does have the advantage of being free. Paradise Beach. Yeah, Paradise Beach for sure. All right, guys. Last question. We're gonna on a high note here with Justin D. Finally got my friends to go with me on a cruise. Their first cruise will be on Utopia, ending up with a guaranteed ocean view to save $1,000. That's the most important thing right there. Love that. $1,000, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we go though, for all of you that went to sleep already, you'll miss out on this. I'm going to be in Europe for the next like 5 or 6 Mondays. So we will not have this at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for the next 5 or 6 weeks. I apologize, but I love you all, but I'm not staying up until like 2:30 in the morning to do YouTube Live. And even if I did do that, my wife would kill me before I actually did it because I'd be waking everybody up. So programming, I haven't figured out the exact time yet. It'll be in the afternoon, Eastern time. So for all of you that listen, for the Americans out there, good news. You're going to have a break from work. You'll be able to check in during work and hang out there. But the good news is we will still have these live chats every Monday, but they won't be at 7:30. We're going to have to back it up to like, I don't know what time yet. Something like that. Tony, you can finally get back to your dentist appointment that you had to prolong because of one of these that we had a little while ago. So, all right, guys. TBD, so just a programming note. Keep it in mind. I know many of you tune in instinctively at 7:30, but I will try to come up with a better opportunity, better time. Better time, but we'll have a different time, and hopefully it'll work out for all of you. So, apologies in advance. But to all my friends that we'll be seeing in Europe very soon on the group cruise, can't wait to see you all. I am so excited for this cruise. Even excited to see my neighbor Kenny, who will be in Europe. I mean, I can see him down the street right now, but hey, even better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the amazing support. Thank you for hitting our goal. I don't have to buy a printer stand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll talk again next Monday at a different time, but on Monday, right here on YouTube. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun, and we'll talk again very soon. Bye, everyone. This is the printer going on the cruise. The printer is not coming on the cruise. He'll be. I shouldn't assume gender. It will be staying here. Bye, everyone. Good night, Erica, Samantha, Alexa.